What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Surviving with Immersive Engineering. And today, guys, we are going to be setting up both the fermenter and the squeezer, which are two pretty simple multi-block structures that are going to allow us to get plant oil and ethanol. And the main reason we're setting this up today is because we are starting on the journey of setting up biodiesel power generation. Now, in total, this is going to net us a fair amount of power. To be exact, if the diesel generator is running, it will get us 4,096 flux per tick. And the main reason that I want to start doing this now is, quite frankly, I'm getting pretty sick of mining. I did a lot of it off camera, and I decided that it was time to set up the excavator, but unfortunately that requires a significant amount of power that our windmill and 3 water wheels are not going to be able to give us. It actually uses exactly 4,096 flux per tick. Sort of funny how those line up perfectly when it's running. And so since I'd like to keep it running consistently, the main goal is to make a setup that will be able to consistently run a diesel generator, which will put all of its power into the excavator, which will then mine all the ore that we need to start doing other fun stuff. So, like I said, it's a multi-step process, the first one being the fermenter and the squeezer, making the ethanol and plant oil. Then it goes into the refinery to make the biodiesel. And then finally, that goes into the very expensive diesel generator that is going to use a significant amount of steel and resources to make, but will be worth it in the end because every single bucket of biodiesel we put in there, we are going to get about 500,000, a little bit over 500,000 flux at a rate of, like I said, 4,096 flux per tick, for about 6.25 seconds. So hopefully that's enough numbers being thrown at you guys. Before we jump into actually starting to make all this stuff and set it up for the day, I do want to go over the fact that things look a little bit different in here, or at least they should if you've watched the last couple episodes, and that's because you guys have been asking me for a while now to actually make a base. And if you've seen any of the older series, you know that I actually used to. I didn't just set up machines and make it look all ugly. And so you guys wanted it to look kind of like a factory. So what I did was off camera, while I was basically, taking a break in between mining, I went and started trying to design sort of a more factory-esque feel. So the main idea is eventually we will sort of change this whole area to match this. But over here, I want to set up the entire diesel generator setup from start to finish right down here. So we got a nice catwalk over it. We can come down. We got all the scaffolding and all the fencing. Yes, this was very expensive. It took probably about 1.5 stacks of steel. I know it's stupid. Okay, don't judge me on that. I know steel is very annoying to make, especially because we don't have the improved blast furnace and stuff yet, but I did it anyway, and I've been in the process of sort of regaining all the steel that I lost. But luckily we have a ton of slag, so, if we ever need that for anything, then we'll be all set. So, yeah, I guess this should go in here. But as you can see, I did a little bit of gathering. You can't see as much because I used a lot of the iron that I got to make steel and also to make some of the just generic crafting because we did have to use iron to make some of the ladders and stuff. But I think it's well worth it. I also enchanted a different pick, so this one has Unbreaking 3 on it. And I was not happy with that because it wasn't fast enough when I was trying to clear out the area over here. So since I had a bunch of levels, I enchanted a new pick and we got Efficiency 3 and Unbreaking 3. So I've been sticking with that for now. And then we also got Efficiency 3 on the diamond shovel I enchanted. So thankfully things have been going a little bit smoother, but still not excited about moving all this stuff around over here. But yeah, I think that is pretty much all that I wanted to go over before we jump into stuff. So let's sleep so that no creeper accidentally blows up on us in the fancy new portion of the base. But I actually already did, where is it? So you probably already saw, I already did all of the crafting that we need for today's episode. The reason being, setting up 2 multi-block structures and all the stuff that's going to feed it actually is a little bit of a process, as you might be surprised to hear. So I didn't want to do all this crafting, but what we're going to do, and I actually just thought of something else that we're going to need a chest. So I hope I have some leftover wood. Man, every episode we hop in here, I do not have any extra wood. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later. But essentially what we're going to be doing is setting up a fluid pump, which is going to pump water for all of our garden cloche, which are going to have 3 of them feeding the industrial hemp seeds into one of the machines, and then 3 feeding sugarcane into the other. And that's going to get us our ethanol and our plant oil. And then we are going to have to run power to all these, which is why we've got all the connectors and low voltage coils. We're going to use conveyor belts to move them. We have an item router, which is going to let us get rid of all the industrial hemp fiber. I'm going to put it in a chest for now, just because we can use that for some other stuff. but eventually we're probably just going to ditch it in lava or something and just delete it, because you do end up getting a lot. And then the rest of the stuff is just going to be all the different blocks that we need to actually set up the fermenter and the squeezer. So nothing really expensive. It requires some fluid pipes. Part of these are for actual, crafting of those multi-blocks. Some of them are just for the fluid pump portion. And then you need some redstone engineering blocks, the wooden barrels, and the, do I have them in here? I thought I made cauldrons somewhere, because we do need cauldrons, but I don't know if I actually put them in here. Did I make cauldrons? And I'm just blind right now? I swear I made those, because we do need those, but maybe I forgot. We'll be able to see once I pull these out, because I feel like I made them and I'm just being blind right now. But I'm going to grab all of this stuff out, because this is essentially all that we are going to need. And then, yes, we do need the steel scaffolding. So I guess I didn't make a cauldron. Well, it's a good thing we have a bunch of iron in here. But what we can do is we can come into the engineer's manual, go to the squeezer, and we can see that we have everything we need. And then we can go to the fermenter and see that we have everything but the 4 cauldrons. So I am, in fact, missing those. So we are going to have to grab out some serious iron here. So I guess I was wrong. We should be missing more iron, unfortunately. But yeah, not too bad. So we need 4 of those. And then we'll grab that out. So there we go. Looks like I do need to do a little bit more gathering in here, but we don't have any shortage of coal, thankfully. So what we can do is come down here, and I sort of have an idea of how I do want to set this up. And I tried to keep the lighting so it wouldn't get in our way. Some of these multi-blocks, I mean, they are 3 blocks high, so just trying to take that into account, and how we're going to get power over here. But what I want to do, since we have, I believe this is, actually, now that I think about it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No! Okay, so that doesn't work out the way that I wanted it to. What I wanted to do was, this is going to bother me so much now. I wanted to set up the fluid pump. You know what? I guess we can do this. Okay, here's what we're going to do. And if you just heard that, that was my cats running in viciously behind me in the room. So we can put the fluid pump over here in the corner, and then have all the garden cloche over here and pipe stuff to them. So we'll put that down there. We are going to have to run power to it, but it just occurred to me that we do not have any buckets of water, which we do need. I think it's because I left them in here. And do I have a bucket out here somewhere? I feel like there's no way. Okay, so we have a bucket of creosote out here. That's where the other one went. I was going to say, I feel like we've had 3 buckets before. Okay, so we're going to grab the water so we can get stuff for this to pump up. And then we're going to pump it to all the garden cloche, which will be over here in a row. So we do need to get under here. I did make the floor out of treated wood, which was kind of nice because it gave me something to do with the creosote that I was throwing away. So that was great. And I can't even place water. Okay, so let's get this down there and that there, and then we'll fill it back in. Let me tell you guys, this was a huge pain in the butt to set up when I was designing this, because I didn't really know how I wanted it to look, and it took absolutely forever to get things the way that I thought they should look. Now, one thing I want to take a look at is, so the water goes in the back, so if we want to be able to see all of this stuff functioning, and I do think that would be cool, then we're going to want to put these down like so. So we'll line them like that. And then we'll be able to put the lever on this thing right here. I believe we need a lever for it. I'm already forgetting. And then we got our engineer's hammer so that we can have an output and we can run it all along the back here. Now it should be able to supply more than enough water to these things once we have power to it. So then we need to put we don't have many relays, mainly because I don't think we're going to need to move the power a ton over here. But we'll put the power through right there, and then we'll have to connect it to the rest of these too. So I'm thinking our best bet is to put the relay somewhere. Ooh, I did not change that block right there. So we'll put the relay somewhere up here, I think. Either, if I could get to this block, either on the back of the wall over here, or in the middle altogether, so we can run it to the machines, because all the machines are going to need it. So unfortunately, there's no center block here, which is really unfortunate. But I think it's 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so it'd be right here. And then I say that we put it maybe right here. I think that's probably good. mean, it's the closest we're going to get to the center. So, yeah, I think we do that. And then if we need to move it, we can if it bothers us too much. So then we can run this down here. And we can run it essentially to all of these too. We got to get up here on the back so that we can hop up and put this on. Oh, and we have to jump and shift click. There we go. Testing our dexterity with our fingers here. Hop and hop. There we go. So we can hook all of these up then to this, and shouldn't use too much power, but really the big thing that we need to concentrate on is the fact that we do need some sort of, I guess, return, because this is going to involve some power, all these machines do, to actually function. It's not a ton, and I can't get up. Okay, we're just gonna put a block down here. It's not a ton, but in the same way that, you know, the fermenter and the squeezer are going to use 800, roughly 800 flux. I don't want to say per second, but per operation, and operations take between 1 and 2 seconds based on what you're putting in there. So they could use anywhere between 400 and 800 per second if they're processing something, and that actually becomes a fair bit. So just some things to keep in mind. Now I came out here because we need the sugarcane, so we're going to put sugarcane in 3 of them, and we are going to want to get dirt for, well, I guess we could use dirt for all 6. Because I don't think we have any sand out here. Yeah, turn it all into glass. Dirt should be fine. And then we'll grab the hemp seeds from up here because we have a surplus of them. And I guess we're bringing them all down there. Okay, so we'll throw a piece of dirt in here. And we'll do sugarcane in the first one. Sugarcane in there. And dirt. And I guess we did something wrong with the water. Did I not flip the lever? Is not getting power. Is blue input? Blue is input, isn't it? Blue is input. What am I doing here? It needs to be orange. There we go. And did we flip the lever before? Why are these not filling up? Okay, this is slightly concerning. That's not connected. Okay. Well, I was wrong about one thing anyway. But it doesn't help that I was also wrong about that. And then it needs to be right here. And we want to be in the center, so right here. So we'll connect this now. Just a string of unfortunate events with hooking all this stuff up. If we could actually get over there. And then we'll run this all the way back to the original. Back here. So there we go. Okay, now it should be running. Or when we put the lever on there, it should be running. So give me the lever. Now it's running. There we go. And these machines should start running too. They're getting some power in them. I don't know if it's just that we don't have enough power in our actual system or it just doesn't actively update. Either way though, we'll start putting the rest of this stuff in and they will actually start pumping stuff out for us. So put the dirt in for these, get that going. And this is actually probably going to take a significant amount of power, so I'm going to keep an eye on our system. Over here, I think I still have the voltometer in my inventory, so we'll be able to see if it's actually able to function properly right now. Did I take it out of my inventory? I may have. I actually do want to check this to make sure, you know, if we're net gaining or losing power, because that is kind of important. We may need more water wheels and stuff. No, so once it filled their internal buffers, then it was able to get its power back. So as you can see, we got all the stuff growing here, which is exactly how we want it. Now we can start setting up the multi-block structures and moving stuff in. So the main thing that we're going to want to do, or I think we're going to want to do, is bring these all into one thing, and then into one stream, and then run it by both. So I think the best way would be to bring it to one side and then have the machines like here and here. So let's do this. Let's bring it, if we place it down, is it going to come this way? No, so we got to rotate it. There we go. And these are all going to get placed down backwards. Okay. Well then let's see. No, I guess there's no good way to do it. Well, if there is a good way to do it, I don't know. So we'll turn it that way. That way. Has the sugarcane not grown yet? Jeez. And then that way. And so we'll bring it across this wall here. And the main thing that we need to remember to do is we need to use an item router. And the reason being, we're going to have to split these into 3 different streams, one of which being the one that is going to put the hemp fiber into a chest or get rid of it, one of which is going to go into the 2 different machines, and then the other one that goes into the other machine. So I'm just going to let that dump on the floor right now. I do think this looks pretty cool over here, but now we need to actually get into setting up the machines themselves, which are really not that bad to do, but we need to orient them properly. So if we look at the actual depiction of these, the area where the fluid comes out is going to be right here in the front at the bottom, and the area where the items go in are these 2 blue inputs on the back corner. So we want to set it up so the fluid is coming out basically the way it is set up right here, and then we'll put one this way and, actually now that I'm thinking about this, maybe we put them here and here, right? If they're 3 by 3, we could do 3 space and then 3, so we can walk around in there. Yeah, maybe we do that. So we'll do 3 like this. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll have to change the setup of the stuff a little bit over there. Okay, so what we'll do is keep in mind we want the orientation like this, and then we will watch the depiction. So light engineering blocks, and then scaffolding, and then the pipes in the middle. So let's get out all the items we need. Scaffolding and fluid pipes. And it'll be, if we wanted to start assembly right here, it'll be that. Scaffolding, pipes in the middle. And let's go up a layer. It's going to be the 4 cauldrons in the back corner, another engineering block. Up here, we got the redstone one in the front, right there. And we got the 4 cauldrons in the back here. And then, you know what we're going to try? I think I know the rest of it. I think it is the iron sheet metal on top, but I'm actually going to look first. Yes, it is. In fact, the iron sheet metal on the top of this. And then we have to click on, I want to say, the cauldron, one of them to make it. Oh no, I messed that one up. Where do we click to make this one? It is set up right, right? Is that set up right? Iron sheet metal on the top, cauldrons. The hammer on the center cauldron from the side. That has, there we go. Okay, so it outputs the fluid there. The items can come in either here or here, which is great because we can put the item router essentially right in the center, put a chest on top, and that's where everything will get sorted to. So that works out awesome. Something that we can do then is take the item router, we can put it right here, and then we'll say that this side is going to be south, which is the blue side, and that is going to, if we have this one, I think that is the industrial hemp seeds, right? Let's check. So if we have biodiesel, whoops. Oh, wow, you can do that? What? That's super weird. I didn't know you could do that. So the ethanol, it's going to be the sugarcane in this one. So we don't even have any sugarcane yet. Are these not growing? Why did I think that these could grow on dirt? Do they need... Yeah, wait. Can't these grow on dirt? Why do I feel like they could grow on dirt? Well, we're going to need to get some sand then. But what we can do is start putting the rest of this stuff in here. So we're going to put the industrial hemp fiber going out the top, which will be here, and the industrial hemp seeds going out the north side. That should be right. Yep, so we're going to want the north side there. And I'll put it over on the side just for posterity's sake. Okay, so now we're going to set up the other machine, and it should be pretty much set up the same way. We're going to go back, go to not the mixer again, the squeezer. So this one's going to be set up the same way. It's just that we are going to be using the wooden barrels, and we're going to be using some of the, the steel fences. So we're going to set up like so with these here. Oh, you know what though? We actually need to think a little bit about this because they don't orient the same way, right? So how are we going to make this one work? This one has it go in the same exact side, which means that we need to have two different ways to put it in. So do we put these directly next to each other and sort stuff prior? I think maybe that's what we do. Is this going to break and give it back to me? Yes. So maybe we put these side by side and we sort stuff after. We could do that. Okay, so we'll put them perfectly side by side. And we'll have one stream that comes over here and one stream that goes on the other side. That seems like it could work. I guess we're going to find out. So we will get the wooden barrels, which will go like this. And then we have the piston and we have the steel fences. And I believe the piston needs to be oriented down. So we can rotate it like that. See, I used the advice you guys gave me for once. No, do I need to click it from this side though? Can we do that? Yes, we can. Awesome. So we have both of these in here now, and the items are going to go in here or go in here. So now we got to figure out how we actually want to do this. If we're going to get rid of that, let's get rid of this and figure out. So we could do one single thing that pushes out the center here and then goes to one side and then goes to the other. That is the potential. Or what do we have over here? Because this needs the hemp seeds. And these are the hemp seeds. So we could always just do that these push out here and these get sorted on their own at the very end, right? So if we get out our hammer, our inventory is way too full right now. So if we get out our hammer and bring this here and then the item router here, then this side is going to be east and the seeds go in here, which means the seeds should get pushed in there, I believe. And then we just need to rotate this to face that way and put one down here, and this rotates that way. So I think that that should kick the seeds in there, and then if we put in here that the industrial hemp fiber go at the top and put a chest on top of that, that should be good. And then over here we can do the same thing and have these reroute to go right in there like that, and then we just need to turn the far one, turn it again. So that's pushing that way. And then, nope, I rotated it one too many times. So there we go. And there we go. So now we need to go actually get sand for these and get a chest, which means we need to chop down some trees. And then I think we should be good. See, yeah, they can grow on dirt. I knew they could grow on dirt, but I guess they're having trouble in there growing on not sand. I don't know why. That seems very odd. But when I tested this out in a creative world, it worked perfectly fine with sand. So I'm going to assume that the issue has to be that they're not on sand. So we're going to grab this and go get some wood too so we can make a chest. And then we'll head back down. And as you can see, this is why we're setting it up over the course of 2 episodes, is because even if I was prepared, it would take a little bit of time to actually get through all this. Because, you know, especially if you're trying to make it look nice, it is a lengthy process. Okay, so we are going to make, we'll just make 1 right now. And anything over that, we're just going to delete. You know, we already filled in the one up here to the point where this isn't even running anymore, so not super crucial. So the top is going to get the industrial hemp fiber, and we are just going to put a chest there, and you can see it immediately puts it in, which is awesome. And then over here, we are going to take out the dirt, and we are going to put in the sand, and you can see it immediately starts working. So great. The sugarcane will be growing. I just electrocuted myself. I know we need to use the insulated cables. I know I need to do that. For a while it was a non-issue, but we do need to do that. But so these machines are filling up right now with all the stuff they need. But like I said, they do need power to run. So we do need to actually connect these to power. Thankfully, the power is right here. So it should be nice and easy for us to take the rest of the connectors and the rest of the low voltage coils, hook one up here, hook one up here, and then wire those up to the ceiling like so. So now these should actually be able to start running. So you can see we're getting ethanol in there, and they actually have, at least for that, it's a pretty cool animation. So I think this is awesome. We actually get to sort of look down and see like the factory running. And I assume that we are chunking through our power right now with these actually both running. Yep, it is going through it fast. And I don't know if that's partially because the internal, Yeah, so we need more power generation. That's really the bottom line. So what I might do is when I sort of reformat this, I may put in more water wheels to kind of get us over the hump until we have diesel power. Because even that, we're going to need some extra power going since we need all that power to use on the excavator. So I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the new look that we're going to be having for the base. I think it looks really cool. But if you guys don't like it, feel free to let me know in the comments. I do not mind changing it up, but I did want to start getting, sort of a jump on it because I know it just makes it more painful if we leave it all the way until the end, and then it'll probably never get done. So I appreciate you guys bullying me into it, and I appreciate you guys sticking it out for this episode. I think it's the longest one we've had in a while. But next episode we will be doing the refinery and the diesel generator, so you can look forward to that. And after that, we'll do the excavator, and from then on, who knows? Hopefully you enjoyed the episode today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.
Standing in a glass bowl at the end of a black hole, cold, lost and upside down.